Good morning and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Port Richey. Our service will begin at 10:30.
As we have the opening song, if you'll want to come forward, if you have any money change, dollar bills, as we help for our community to feed those that are hungry in our area, in our community. So at this time, we'll go ahead and do that.
Elaine, and today's all about love. And I invite you to sing with me if you want to. And the chorus just has one word that goes like this: love, 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 love. You know the word. Let's try it again. Nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. There's nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be with time. It's easy. Are you ready? All you need is love, da 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 da. All you need is love, da 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 da. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. There's nothing you can know that can't be known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you were meant to be. It's easy. Here we go. All you need is love. Da, 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 da. All you need is love. Da, 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 da. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love, love, love.
to say hello, and I'm Renee Dollar, and welcome to the service. Today, right now, we'll go ahead and light the Christ candle. And as we light this, my other hand, we will ensure that thank you, the lighting of the Christ candle, which is for us to be able to understand and symbolize the light of Christ that is in each and every one of us. And we're going to continue the service now as you join us in singing the Lord's Prayer, a revised version, with Brother Elaine.
Yes, I've had to sing the Lord's Prayer so many times at different Unity churches for years, and it's not the easiest song to sing. It's a beautiful poem, but I unitized it. So you know how in Unity we say Our Mother, Father, God, so that's in here, and a couple other corrections or additions. Deliver us from evil. A lot of times Unity would say deliver us from error. And we're going to sing about what we want and what we don't want. And I turned it into a country waltz, and it's called Our Father and Mother Waltz. And if anybody feels like dancing, we're going to sing it twice because you already know the words, and if you haven't heard this, I've done it here once or twice already. So you'll learn the melody, and you can sing along, and the words will be up there. Our Father and Mother, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. We want to sing about what we want, not what we don't want, right? So let's start that part again. You lead us and guide us and protect us, and deliver us from evil and error. For thine is the kingdom, and thine is the power, and thine is the glory, forever and ever. From the top, here we go. Our Father and Mother, sounds good, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. You give us this day our daily bread. You forgive us our debts as we do our debtors. You lead us and guide us and protect us, and deliver us from evil
heart space and just receive these words. Today is I'm comforted. I am enfolded in God's comforting peace. I like to travel through life lightly with a happy heart. But sometimes I'm laid low by a seeming insurmountable obstacle or loss. I understand that painful periods visit everyone occasionally. I am open to my feelings of sadness and sorrow and seek the comfort of God's presence in myself and in my loved ones. As I become willing to embrace my feelings while I process my pain, I trust I will be comforted. Pain has come to pass. God's love, strength remains and will be with us, each one of us forever. I am grateful for the encouragement of friends and family. Their loving support comforts me. Even when no one else is on my side, I know that I'm not alone. I find comfort in the Christ's present within me. I move bravely through the pain and enfolded into the comforting peace of God. And from Matthew 5:4, blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. So I'd like to welcome everyone again. I see some new faces, and just want to let you know that unity is a positive, practical path for spiritual living. And wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. So I'd like, as we continue, us to join together and read our vision. A world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And the mission for Unity Spiritual Center, through prayer, service, education, and outreach, we support transformation in heart-centered living. And our core values, we are a spirit-led, learning, loving, joy-filled, and community. And as for those of you who are joining us via Facebook or YouTube, thank you so much for joining us in your presence. Please do like us, and so that we can find you, or it's easier to find each other for the next service. And at this time, Linda will come forward with the announcements.
Thank you, Renee. Good morning, everyone. So, to start announcements, first of all, we have our board meeting next week. Now, only members can vote, but we invite everyone to stay. It'll be right after the service. So, whether you're a member or not, please come and join us. It's just the members that can actually do the voting. Next week, we have Karen. And Karen is going to do a metaphysical Dharma talk and meditation. Now, we love Karen's meditations, and this is a part of our special Sunday meditation program that we're doing. So please join us next Sunday for that. She's also going to be following the next Sunday with the Three Faces of God. And again, this is something that she's really great at talking about, and we'll just look forward to having that as well. A couple of the places that we support are One Community Now. And One Community Now is doing the stand down. And I know I stand up here every Sunday and I say, please go look and register and volunteer. They need volunteers. So if you're able, please do. Or if you know of people that might be interested, pass this information on to them. They may not be aware. It's generally in October and it is in April now. So they also do the gift card. They sell that. It gives you discounts at a lot of places around downtown Newport Richey. It's a great thing for you and a great thing for them. One of the other places that we support is the Volunteer Way. And the Volunteer Way collects donations for the homeless, for the elderly. Now they're going to be starting collecting stuff for Easter. So just so you know that everything that I've talked about is in the lobby. There's a copy of something. It's also in our newsletter. So, but if you have any questions about any of it, you can see me after the service. I don't have a problem. Yes, we also have the Lent books. Now, Lent starts next week. They're out in the lobby. Just pick one up, take it. There's a limited supply, but I think there's plenty out there for you guys today. So unity is based on prayer and meditation, but silent unity is there for each and every one of us 24/7. So if you feel like you're in need to pray with someone, please call them. The number's up there, or you can just Google it, unity, silent unity, and someone will be happy to pray with you. And I've used this myself, and you can call as many times as you like, as many times as you need them in a crisis. Take advantage of unity, silent unity. So I do send a newsletter out weekly, and if you're not on the newsletter, there is a yellow card in the pew in front of you. If you would simply fill that out and throw it in the offertory, then you'll be getting the weekly newsletter, and you'll get to see all this stuff and read all this stuff. It's a lot more detailed generally in the newsletter. So I'd like to welcome anyone that might be new to us today. If you're new, I'm just simply asking you raise your hand, and we have a little information packet to give you. Is there anyone here for the first time? Thank you and welcome. So as everyone's already heard, we do have a guest musician speaker here today. But I'd like to tell you a little bit about, as we know her as Reverend Elaine Silver. She is a seasoned performer, songwriter, touring musician, recording artist, and we all know she has the voice of an angel. So she is a trans-denominational minister, licensed science of mind practitioner, and ordained divinity princess. For many years, she has combined her beautiful voice and living spiritually and true teachings of spiritual principles, universal law, to present healing concerts, music-inspired Sunday church lessons, workshops, and celebrations. She's well known in her original state as folk music queen of New Jersey. She has also shared the stage with many of the world's brightest folk stars, including, I'm not going to pronounce the first one, but Ariel Guthrie? Arlo Guthrie. Yeah. I couldn't tell it was an I or an R, so sorry. Peter Sager, Doc Watson, and the Kingston Trio, and there's many more. Unless you want me to name a few extra ones. So, everyone, please welcome Reverend Elaine.
Well, Linda and Renee have been doing a great job here this morning. I did want to say, I can be an ordained divinity princess. Yes. Priestess. And I love that. I'll be a princess. I don't care.
I looked at it and it came out different.
I love that happened. Yeah, there's no mistakes. Well, maybe I should, next time I come, I'll wear a crown.
That's how I see you.
So we're going to move into a short meditation, and I'll be singing about divine emotion, which is a divine emotion certainly is love. And I'd like you to just get quiet and put your feet on the floor if you'd like. You can close your eyes, you can lower your gaze or not. Just make yourself happy, whatever works for you. And take a deep breath through your nose. And as we exhale, let it go down and out to the bottoms of our toes. And another deep breath in. And as we exhale, let that beautiful energy go back down to the mother. Divine emotion. My heart is open. My thoughts can heal. Divine emotion is what I feel. My heart is open. My thoughts can heal. Divine emotion is what I feel. And in unity we teach that there's only one breath. Sit in that. My heart is open. My thoughts can heal. Divine emotion is what I feel. A thought plus a feeling equals a manifestation. So I'm going to set the intention right now that we manifest more and more love in our own hearts, in our own families, in our communities, and in the world. Let's have some sympathy, some empathy for everybody. And so we can come back to the room. And I'm going to start the program. So today, we have the lights on. Thank you, Gail. Today, the name of the program is There Is Only Love. And in New Thought philosophy, we teach that God is all there is. And another word for God is love. There's love, there's light, there's peace, there's power, there's wisdom, joy, and beauty. And there's other words too. Those are the ones I learned through studying Thomas Trowell. So I'm going to talk a little bit about love. I'm going to do a little lecture first, and then we're going to sing about different kinds of love. So in the English language, I looked it up in the dictionary. There are many meanings for the word love. And there's 14 nouns. So I'm going to tell you what the nouns are. The verbs, they kind of speak for themselves. So. 1, a profoundly tender, passionate affection for another person. 2, a feeling of warm personal attachment or deep affection as for a parent, child, or friend. 3, sexual passion or desire. 4, a person toward whom love is felt, a beloved person, a sweetheart. 5, it's used in direct address as a term of endearment, affection, or the like. Would you like to see a movie, love? 6, a love affair, an intensely amorous incident, amour. 7, sexual intercourse, copulation. 8, personification of sexual affection as Eros or Cupid. I'm going to talk a little bit about that pretty soon. 9 is affectionate concern for the well-being of others, the love of one's neighbor. 10, a strong predilection, enthusiasm or liking for anything, such as her love of books. 11, the object or thing so liked. The theater was his great love. 12, the benevolent affection of God for all creation. 13, chiefly in tennis, a score of 0. Nothing. That's love, right? And lastly, it's a word formally used in communication to represent the letter L. So when we say the letter L, that's actually used to be called love. And so I'm going to move on to a really powerful poem. In 2005, I had this sweetheart, and he was a wonderful poet. He passed away a couple of years ago. But he wrote this poem when we were dating called Love, and I love it so much. I've been sharing it for a number of years. So this is going to talk about 4 different kinds of love. Love takes us in 4 directions. It's more than romance and seduction. What I mean is, truth be told, love in English is in Greek fourfold. Eros, storge, philia, and agape. I'd say they go about this way. First is Eros, also known as Cupid. That's the kind of love that makes us stupid. I think I wrote that line. It's in our prana, it's in our chi. It made us through our ancestry. It's in you and it's in me. It's in every rat and chimpanzee. It's the prime cause for primate dating. Without much pause, it leads to mating. It can bring more love or lead to hating. It makes most slaves, but sets some free. It leads to wars, and much less frequently, it brings lovers to tranquility. So much more than the other 3. It often seems like Greek to me. So far of what I speak is he. Now here's the Greek in the form of she. She's Aphrodite who makes men mighty, gives them singleness of sight, They're fair damsels, they so savor, that for their favors they will fight till death, and they won't waver. Aphrodite makes women coy and flighty, and men they cloy with scented oils and see-through nighties. She makes them crave the dark of night, or makes them dance in full moon's light. If you want to know her as a Roman, it's she who leads the bees to drone, and she who brings the cats to moan, and writes the love songs, inspires the crooning, the mooning, juning, and the swooning. And that's Venus, and you know what that rhymes with. I have to clean it up a little bit. Next is Storge. It's the tie you got for Christmas from Aunt Vi. No questioning, no asking why. You write your thanks, a polite reply. As to yourself, you truly swear it that you'd rather die than ever wear it. You think, why won't she just send cash as you toss the tie into the trash? Storges about the ties that bind, blood relatives, not the state of mind. Not like Eris's bump and grind, not the fun of breasts and booty, but obligation and family duty. So now we're going to move on. Philia is filial. It's more than epithelial. It's thicker than the skin. It often goes much deeper than the bonds we have with kin. Like the Three Musketeers or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they work and play and pray together. Through brightest times and stormy weather, they share their strengths, they share their fears, share their glory and their tears, form and circle, drink cold beers, make new mantras, shout all cheers. Philia is brotherhood and sisterhood, based on connection. It feels good. It's in everywhere. It's in all the hoods. It has its code of honor and lists of shoulds. It's teams and gangs and other things, witches, covens, and fairy rings, round tables of knights of kings. Whether it be sisters or be brothers, it's us against some others. It causes joy, it causes grief. It's based upon such strong belief. The common good is its highest call, all for one and one for all. But around its own, it puts a wall. Now I end this poem today in the loving way of agape. Of all the four, it has the smallest price to pay. It keeps no score. It seeks itself and nothing more. Its only cost is ego's loss as we go across the line where human meets divine. To heaven I must be aligned in my psyche, heart, and in my mind. And in my critic's eye be blind. Through it I love all of life and humankind, from the crudest to the most refined. I think agape is the only kind that's really extraordinary. It's not heavy, it's light and airy. Sometimes I find it scary. It makes me lighter than a fairy, and through it I love my adversary. Agape for me is a state of grace. I find its traces in the strangest places. It offers me a most sweet oasis. It gives me relief from my disgraces and rest from all my frantic races. It's a gift, but I must be willing to receive its awesome filling of my being. It must be first volitional, this love that's unconditional and oh so freeing. With ego's death it comes to me, and with its arms keeps me from harm as it wraps around the other three. It's the only one that sets me free, and through it I taste divinity. And that's by Jim Kane. I'm going to move on to some music that expresses different kinds of love. So this one, another title of the program is There Is Only Love. And this song is called There Is Only Love. It was written by Michael Gott, a good friend of mine who's now he's the senior minister at Unity in Houston. And, you know, we say, look, that God is all there is, so we could say there is only love. There is only love, and there'll be the chorus will be up there. So let's start with the chorus. You want to sing it? There is only love. written by the modern day of the 20th century Romeo and Juliet. Can anybody think about who that might be?
John and Yoko.
John and Yoko! Yes, yes. And the true Beatle fan, Beatlemaniac, and Beatleologist up here. I just love this song. This actually was on the Imagine CD that came out, I believe, in 71. So it might have even still been a record. It's a record. It's called Oh My Love. And what I love about this song is that they combine the heart and the mind, you know, the thought plus a feeling and manifestation. My eyes are wide open, I can see, my mind is open, I can feel. And you want to join me, you know it. This is one of the lesser known songs, I think. Oh, my love, for the first time in my life, my eyes are wide open. Oh, my love, for the first time in my life, my eyes can see. I see the wind, oh, I see the trees. Everything is clear in my heart. I see the clouds, oh, I see the sky. Everything is clear in our world. Oh, my love, for the first time in my life, my mind is wide open. Oh, my love, for the first time in my life, my mind can feel. I feel the sorrow, I feel dreams. Everything is clear in my heart. I feel life, oh, I feel love. Everything is clear in our world. I see the window, I see the trees. Everything is clear in my heart. I feel life, oh, I feel love. Everything is clear in our world. Everything is clear in our world. Everything is clear in our world. So it is. So one of the best kind of self-love that we can have is the love of being forgiving. And it's kind of a two-way street. You know, when we forgive, we're forgiven. And this is called a peaceful energy. And it's also the Ho'oponopono, which is the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. And I could really lecture on this for a long time, but basically it's 4 lines. And, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's been in a situation where I'm thinking, if that person apologizes to me, maybe I'll forgive him or her, right? That one? Or what about, oh, if they change? adapt and adjust and adapt. Like, we can only do that for ourselves. And sometimes when we change the way we look at things that we look at change. And I think that this Ho'oponopono prayer of forgiveness is a really powerful way to do that. When we can be forgiving, we can be free. You know, it's holding grudges and stuff. I'm not saying I don't hold grudges, but when I notice I do, I like to think, oh, I released that person in love. And, you know, a belief is a thought we keep thinking. So if we think it enough and we say it enough, I say it'll change. I'll change. So 4 lines in the Ho'oponopono prayer, and I learned it twice. And the first time I learned it was exactly the same order as the second time, so I like to teach it that way. You can say these lines in any order, but I learned it. I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I had called Reverend Mary Lou Palmer. She was interim minister at a few units, but this was in Ocala. I know it was in 2011. It was early 2011. And I was going to be performing there, just doing the music. So I called her. What are you going to talk about? I want to have something that goes with, I like to be in alignment with what the lesson is. So she said, well, I'm going to do this and that. And then I'm going to do this process. And I would like you to sing a song on forgiveness. And I'm thinking like, nothing comes to mind. And the weekend before that, I had reunited with my friend Richard Shulman, and this is his melody. And I used to meditate to one of his tapes. You know, I was in the days of tapes, and whenever this one piece came on, he called it The Walk. I would think, you know, oh, that would be, I'd like to put music lyrics to that. It's so lyrical, and so then, you know, 10 years, 20 years, whatever later, that happened. I saw him on a festival and I heard the song and I was like, oh. So I had it in my head and I started to write. I wrote the chorus. This will be your part. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity. Let's try that. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity. As I forgive, I am forgiven, releasing revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. Revealing kindness, let's try that one. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. It's going to come around a few times. And I wrote this for myself because, you know, I've been in a constant, many years of doing it. Self-inquiry. I mean, I know whatever happens to me, happens through me, by means of me, and even as me. No matter how horrible it is, somehow, you know, that's me too. And it makes it a lot easier to be forgiving when I know that I'm the source of my life. Because if I'm an extension of God, Goddess, all there is, that's the way I see it. Now, not everybody sees it that way, but for me, it's been very healing. I wanted to become kinder. You know, I'm a Scorpio. I could be pretty unkind. So I wanted to transform that way. And so I wrote that piece, and then I had about a half an hour, and then I went to a women's meditation that we have at Rising Tide around the full moon. There's a full moon women's meditation. And when I got there, the woman Shomui, who was teaching that night, she started to teach us the Ho'oponopono. And I had already learned it before, but I took it home and I brought it into this song. And so what I say is, I want to clarify because sometimes people don't understand it. I open up to the angel's blessings. I know the end is coming soon. And I keep hope alive as I'm transcending. I'll be reborn by next full moon. So that's that 30 days, 28 days to change a habit. So my intention for that is that in 28 days, I'm going to be reborn. And I can be reborn any second, any time. It's always a new moment. So keep hope alive as I'm transcending. I'll be reborn by its full moon. I am reborn in the next full moon. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I love you and I am so sorry. Forgive me if you please. I thank you now and I will tomorrow. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. So we're going to do the bridge, and I'll sing the line and then you repeat it. And this is the whole point of prayer, but it fits in with Richard Shulman's form, his musical form. So the first line goes like this. I love you, I love you. Now you. I love you, I love you. Now me. I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. Now me. Please forgive me. Forgive me, please. Now you. Please forgive me. Forgive me, please. I thank you. I thank you. Now you. I thank you. Now we're gonna put it all together. We ready? I love you. I love you. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Forgive me, please. I thank you. I thank you. One more time, right? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Nice. I thank you. I thank you. We're gonna together. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. So let's just take that in. Take a nice deep breath of peaceful energy. Okay, good job, everybody. Hold down the fort for me. I have a couple more songs. I know it's a lot. Yay. Okay. So this was written by a woman named Wendy Francisco. And it's about the love of an animal. Do we have any cat people here? How about dog people? Okay. So this one, I'm a cat person, but I like dogs a lot, but other people's dogs. You see that? It's called God and Dog. I look up and I see God. I look down and see my dog. Simple spelling G-O-D, same word backwards D-O-G. They would stay with me all day. I'm the one who walks away, but both of them just wait for me and dance at my return with glee. Both love me no matter what, divine God and canine mouse. I take it hard each time I fail. God forgives, dog wags his tail. God up and made the dog. Dog reflects a part of God. I see love from both sides now. It's everywhere. Amen. God. They would stay with me all day. I'm the one who walks away. Both of them just wait for me. Dance at my return with glee. I look up and I see God. I look down and see my dog. And in my human frailty, I can't match their love for me.
We'll do one more song, and it's called I Choose Love. We had to shorten it a little bit. So, yeah, something's going on with my throat. Why don't you all send it some good vibes? Beautiful. So this was inspired by Course in Miracles. Like, I've studied it a little bit, but for me, the main kernel that I've taken away from the Course in Miracles is the idea that everything boils down to two emotions, either love or fear. And interestingly enough, John Lennon wrote about that way before the Course in Miracles came out, which was in the early 80s, I believe. And he was gone in 80, so he wrote about that. Boils down to love or fear. So this is called I Choose Love. I hear what my feelings are telling me. Is it love or is it fear? Wouldn't it spell over me? I choose love when I remember it's a choice. I choose love when I hear that small still voice. I choose love when I remember it's a choice. I choose love
her beautiful message.
Yes, yes.
While we're thanking, I also want to thank for those that really served today. We have Linda, Jeremiah, Gail, and all our ushers. So thank you so much for all your efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the ushers will come forward now. We will go ahead and review our offertory affirmation. In deep gratitude, I give way to the limitless flow of prospering substance. I am blessed with all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and the blessings are multiplied. Thank you.
You guys sing. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. You guys, do you want to do that while we sing? God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. Yeah. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. So it is.
Okay, now the time to turn the offering. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Yes. Okay. Okay, we live
In an abundant universe. Just look around. There's abundance of everything.
good, you're doing great.
We live in this abundant universe. It's called the law of circulation. It's called the law of cause and effect. What we give, what we receive. And we can't, if we're just always receiving, we're going to stop the flow. So we got to keep that law of circulation happening. And I see this happening. The immutable universal law of circulation blesses us each year, blesses unity of Port Richey. It makes us more committed to our spiritual growth. And I'm so grateful to know this as a divine being having a human experience. Each and every one of us steps into our own divinity when we invoke these universal laws. They always work. I'm grateful, happy to know this for myself and for each one here. And I release my word now to the law of God, to the law of life, which continually gives. It's up to us to open to it. And I see that happening. I say this is done, and so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Now we're going to do the peace song. I'm not to play.
Peace that was meant You guys met, but it's probably not good for my side. Enjoy. Yeah, good. I'm glad. I'm so happy. Enjoy.
Yeah, and I'll see Major. So yeah.
Great.
All the tickets were together. Okay.
Yeah.
Take care.
Are you leaving now?
In a few minutes, yeah.